Gentlemen and our distinguished guests here. I am here to welcome you all to this beautiful event this evening. I must say,
Ashwin, where have you been? I've been looking for you everywhere, yaar. Oh my god, yellow jacket and all, Oh my god, I see so many people in the crowd. I see Sido. Hi, you look amazing. I see Ganesh. I see so many people. Ashwin, where are you going? Where are you leaving me? Are you crazy? What would I do without you here alone?
nowhere sir, I was here to bring a third host.
Okay.
Enough of your drama, guys. Don't you think you did enough?
Drama? What drama?
Okay. Good evening, everyone. So now let's begin with our program. Today, I, Pragya Shruti.
I, Ashwin Chengapa.
Myself Saryu Verma.
Guys,
Okay, sorry, last time. I, Saryu Verma.
Myself Ashwin Chengapa.
welcome you all and wish
Wish
you
you
all
a very happy Diwali. Rising swiftly like an anar and sparkling like a fuljari.
aiming high like a rocket, spreading happiness all around like a chakri.
Each one of us should indeed be a cracker. Well, did I say cracker?
Yeah.
Well, of course, because it's time again for the most delightful, colorful and a gracing occasion of lights. Our very own Diwali.
I request you all to please stand up for the national anthem.
Diwali is a festival which is considered the homecoming of Lord Rama to Ayodhya after defeating Ravan and conquering good over evil. So, what could be a better way to mark the significance of this day by starting with a puja?
Now I request members from Ekta and GSE to commence the occasion by lighting off diyas.
I request you all to please maintain silence.
गणपति बाप्पा
Thank you.
Thank you. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraya, Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurvai Namah.
We are graced by the presence of Steve Prabhuji this evening from ISKCON Baltimore. May I request Prabhuji to walk up and deliver a few words of wisdom and some sayings from Bhagavad Gita.
Hare Krishna. I'd like to thank you all for coming this evening. We understand the history of this spirituality of Lord Ramachandra coming millions of years ago. Krishna came and he spoke the science of yoga. The science of yoga he explained to Arjuna. And what was Arjuna's position? 5,000 years ago he had stress. He had family issues. He had personal identity issues. He even had trouble with his job. These same situations are pertinent to us today. Especially as students in an academic situation, you have stress. And we all have a desire to figure out our personal identity. So what happened? Arjuna was so stressed that he choked up and he was sweating. And he was asking for help. And he turned to Krishna, and Krishna became the guru and explained to him the science. What is the science? The first step in this understanding of science was what? In the second chapter of the contents of the Bhagavad Gita summarized, you see that Krishna explains the difference between spirit and matter. This is science. It's the highest science. It has nothing to do whether you're Muslim, Hindu, or Christian. We all have a soul, and the soul is going to go somewhere after these activities. So the science of the soul is what Krishna spoke. And everyone needs to understand this science. Because when Arjuna came to understand after this only 700 verse conversation, he was excited about life. He wanted to do his job. And this is what we need, excitement in life and want to really do our job with the proper identity. Arjuna didn't shave his head and run off into the countryside to meditate. He stayed and he did his job. So that's what you have to do. You all have a responsibility to learn this mundane knowledge here, to get a job and take care of yourself and your family. That is your responsibility, to maintain this body. But there's another higher responsibility, and that is the science of understanding the soul. So you have time. Along with your academic studies, study this Bhagavad Gita sincerely, because you have a responsibility. 500 years ago, Krishna came again. He came as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he came to show exactly what that surrender was Krishna was asking for. Krishna wasn't even a religionist, because he said, give up all forms of religion and just surrender unto me. This is what we have to do, is surrender unto Krishna. But how do we surrender? That was explained 500 years ago by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The name of the Lord came as the Yuga avatar. He came and he brought the chanting of Hare Krishna. He came and he showed that this surrender to the Lord can be done. But one thing that's very important that Lord Chaitanya said, he said, all of you that are born in Bharatvarsa, you have a heavy responsibility. One studies the Vedas and he's aware of this science of spirituality. He'll also know that every action gets a reaction, and the reaction of one being born in India is the highest benediction. This is the place where Lord Ramachandra, this is the place where Krishna had his pastime. There's nothing more special than to be born and make your appearance in that country, or to be linked to that country through your lineage in Bharatvarsa. And to make that point so special, Krishna himself, as Lord Chaitanya, he said, please, all of you, on my order, go and become a spiritual master. Spiritual master is one who only speaks and tries to engage others in understanding Krishna. And this can be done simply by you understanding the Bhagavad Gita. Many of you were raised with that understanding. Please apply it and understand it in your life. It's not so strange. It's the most special activity one can do as a human. The highest position of the human is to understand his spiritual nature. Every one of you will achieve your academic degree. I'm most sure of that. But we also need that spiritual degree. And that also needs to be achieved. Because you're not going to take all the money and all the things and the riches that you've accumulated from this academics with you. But you will take your spirituality with you. Second chapter, text 40, there's no loss or diminution on this path. So do these activities. Coming here for Diwali and thinking of Lord Ramachandra, that's eternally to your benefit. But take it beyond the room. Take it beyond the country. Take it beyond yourself. And on the orders of Lord Chaitanya, please try to share this knowledge with others. Right up on the hill, 2 minutes away, we're building a new temple. Big temple, nice temple, right here, right next to the university. So you'll all be able to come. You'll all be able to bring people to see something and understand the science. My responsibility is to distribute these books and raise funds for the books. I brought books for 300 people tonight. The Bhagavad Gita, Journey of Self-Discovery, and the Science of Self-Realization. These books are for you to take and to read and to share with your friends. If you read it, you enjoy it, pass it on to another student. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, there's no one dear to me, nor will there ever be anyone more dear to me than he who gives this knowledge to others. We all want a big bank account, but we all want the big account to be acknowledged by the Supreme. So if you all simply try to take this point of spirituality serious, you'll feel it within yourself and you'll be able to share it with others. I'll always have books at this temple on the hill. If you ever come there and you ask for Steve and you need books to give to college students, that's my job.